Warning: Geeking Toyetic is a show aimed at the adult collector, and as such features adult language and humor that is not appropriate for younger audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
All right, we're back. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Geeking Poetic Podcast. I'm your host, Larry Roberts, as you can see on the screen. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Can you see me okay? Is everything all right over there on that end? Anything? Anybody? Is anybody here? Is anybody out there? So, yeah. I am here doing a live broadcast for the first time all by myself. I do not have Megan here to help me, although she is going to be in the chat room answering and helping out people with, questions or anything while I'm opening up packages. Because if you didn't guess by looking at the title of the video, I am going to be finally opening all of these packages that I've had. Man, I've literally been accumulating these things since October. And I have opened a couple of really cool ones on air before. Like I had opened this guy a while back, this creepy classics glow-in-the-dark figure. Some of you may have caught that in a video that we did several weeks back. If you didn't, I highly encourage you to go back and watch our other live stream videos that we've been doing since, oh gosh, when did we start doing this? Probably back in late November, something like that. Early December. I can't remember. Megan can answer that in the chat, hopefully. So I had planned on opening more of these packages along the way. I didn't think this was going to take so damn long, but we also are still getting acclimated to using this OBS live stream software. I'm still figuring it out. I was messing around with this for the last hour and a half or something like that. Wound up totally reconfiguring it yet again, and hopefully everything looks and sounds good to you guys out there. I know we've had issues where you couldn't hear us, or then you couldn't see us, or there was echo going on. Now I think I've got it all set up. As you saw, I had the intros. I've got some background music. Let me know if that music is too loud or too quiet or whatever, if you just want me to get rid of it. I just like having a little something there, especially since I don't have Megan here to talk to me and keep me entertained and keep me on track. But with that, yeah, if you haven't ever tuned into a Toyetic episode of the podcast before, this is, it's pretty self-explanatory. I love toys. I love talking about toys. I love opening toys, buying toys, unfortunately. And I love all kinds. I love vintage toys. I love some modern toys. Most of what you're going to see today is going to be modern toys, but even when I buy modern toys, they're usually with a vintage twist. You know, I'm not buying like, Fortnite toys and Bratz dolls or some shit like that. I'm buying all the same lines that I've always loved. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Star Trek, Masters of the Universe, Transformers, classic monsters, stuff like that. But there's all these companies, as some of you may know if you're into toys and stuff, there's all these companies out there that are doing retro lines, vintage lines, throwback kind of lines on this stuff. And that is largely what I'm going to be opening here, I can tell you right now, even though I haven't opened these boxes. And the fun part about this for me is that it's been so long. Some of these packages I've had for literally months now. I don't remember what they are. I mean, normally when I order stuff, it's, you know, if I order it and it comes a few weeks later, you know, I kind of have an idea what it is. But compounded with the fact that a lot of these toys are toys that I pre-ordered back when they were first announced. So I don't know if people know this, but a lot of times with these toys, like say a new line of Star Wars Mandalorian figures gets announced, right? They get announced in, you know, September of 2020 or something like that. Oftentimes those toys don't actually start shipping and arriving in people's mailboxes or on store shelves till months later. I've got toys that I ordered over a year ago that are still not out yet. Which I know is kind of crazy, but you know, put some music on again. So on top of that, there's probably stuff in here that I literally ordered like a year and a half ago or something like that. So with that, I don't know. I'm sure you don't want to hear me just yapping and yapping and yapping and carrying on forever. I think it's about time that I just delve into this mountain of boxes here. And yeah, let's start unboxing some toys. All right. Had to do my little intro there. So, all right. Let's see what I got here. I'm just going to start randomly grabbing things. And let's see. I've got PCA Pulse. So this is from Hasbro Pulse, which means it can be any number of things. It can be Star Wars, it could be Transformers, it could be G.I. Joe, it could be Marvel, it could be all kinds of things. Because I collect all of it, unfortunately. And oh, cool. Nice. Yeah, I know this has been out again. I probably got this weeks ago. And I know this is turned up in some stores, but man, I've never seen this in person yet. I haven't seen it on any shelves. And what it is speaking of Mandalorian, it's an off-world Jawa. See that? Off-world Jawa, and it's from Mandalorian. You probably, if you're a Mandalorian fan, you'll remember the Jawa episode when they wanted that crusty, yucky egg that they were trying to get, and Mando got it for them and stuff. Yeah, it's one of those. And Jawas are cool. They're kind of a pain in the ass. They're furry. Very furry, apparently. So I've heard. But yeah, cool. Been looking forward to seeing this. Figure looks good. Package looks good. That's the other thing. It's gonna be real interesting looking at the condition of these figures, because anybody that's been into collecting figures, or I'll tell you what, even if you're not into collecting figures, any of you out there, if you've been ordering from places like Wal-Mart, Target, anywhere lately, anything, it doesn't have to be toys, anything you've ordered, have you noticed any issues with like shipping in terms of like receiving damaged goods? Because boy, oh boy, it's been a thing. And I usually, unlike a lot of other people in the toy collector world, I try to keep everything really positive on here. I don't like to use this channel as a means to gripe about stuff and, you know, what's in the box. Yeah. As long as it's not a head in the box, we're good. Or unless it's an action figure head. Anyway, so I've been having a lot of issues with toys shipping damaged, and the box isn't damaged. Like, the box looks pristine, so it's not the carrier's fault. It's something with these companies. Now, Hasbro Pulse is, you know, knock on wood, is normally pretty good about this stuff, but I'm a little suspect about the stuff that I've been ordering from places like Amazon, Walmart, Target. We get into any of those, it's going to be real interesting to see what kind of condition these things are in. So, all right. I keep talking. Enough talking. I'm going to open more boxes. And what do we got here? It's, okay, this is another Hasbro Pulse. And, oh, cool. Yet another one I have not seen. in person. Although, again, I know this one has shown up on some shelves out there. But people are luckier than I am because I've not seen this on the shelf at all until now. So that's why I order them. And I have, from the Clone Wars cartoon, I have ARC Trooper Echo. He's a pretty cool character. And, yeah, can you see that? Are you able to? Let me make sure that I'm getting it in focus here. Yeah, it's glary. Sorry with those. There we go. Sorry with these lights and stuff. It gets a little tricky. But, yep, that's a pretty cool figure. I'm happy with that one. Comes from the same line as that Jawa. And yeah, you're right, Meg. That was good timing for that Jawa to be there since they've been featured regularly lately. All right, I have no idea what this one is. Okay, it's more Hasbro Pulse. This one's kind of heavy. So I'll be curious to see which item this is. Watch, it's going to be another Star Wars. And you can be like, Larry, all you do is buy Star Wars. Trust me, it is more Star Wars. I buy more than Star Wars, though. Oh, yeah, here's one that I ordered quite a while ago. I have what's in the box? It's another box. Great. Always wanted one of these. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I know what this is, because this is like a special item. A limited edition thingy. It's not a fiendish thingy. I hope. Oh, no, it's not Star Wars. Shut my mouth. Oh, man, this is freaking cool. Oh, wow. This is not... Oh, this is so cool. I've never seen it before. This is from the G.I. Joe Classified line, and it is a special edition version of, was it Zartan? Wow, how does this even open? Do I want to open it? You know what? Fuck it, man. These are toys. I know they've got it, like, taped shut, but you know what? I ain't selling this thing, so... Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, this has to be open. If you folks, I know some of you that collect toys that might be watching this, you're like, you can't break that seal. Now it's not mint in package. Who cares? If you don't open this thing and look at this, you are doing yourself a disservice, because look at that. Master of Disguise, Zartan. He comes with all these different heads that you can change, all these different parts. I mean, that's really, really cool. And if you look at the, sorry, everything wants to glare. If you look, it comes with a spin wheel to show the different faces. It's very Led Zeppelin 3 with the spin wheel thing. If anybody remembers the old Led Zeppelin 3 vinyl cover that had that. This is great. Man, you know, I was tempted not to order this because I have the regular edition Zartan, you know, that you could just buy off the shelf at Target or whatever if you could find it. And then they were saying they were coming out with this deluxe one, and at first I was like, yeah, I don't really know. Do I need the deluxe one? I'm really glad I bought this. This is one of the best looking G.I. Joe Classified figures that I have seen. This thing is great. So I'm going to guess this is probably sold out because it was a limited edition thing. If it's not, man, I encourage you guys and gals to go check this out at HasbroPulse.com, because it's the only way you can buy this, I'm pretty sure. I don't think this was available on retailer shelves. I got to start making room over here for all this stuff, because Lord knows I got mo. It is a bunch of heads in a box. That's right. It's funny that Tammy made that 7 joke, and I said about heads, and that one, there was a shitload of heads in the box. That's pretty funny. Who knew, huh? All right. What do we got in here? Oh, we're back to Star Wars. Oh, yeah. Wow, this is going... I probably got this box back in like the fall easily. I forgot about this one. It is another Clone Wars, but this is a Black Series figure. I've never seen this one on the shelves either. It's Aura Singh. She is a badass. She is pretty damn cool. So I am excited to finally have her in my possession. That's a cool figure. I remember talking about this figure being announced on an old Toyetic episode. Good Lord, probably back in like 2020 or something like that. Isn't it crazy to think 2020 is 2 years ago now? It's messed up. I guess I can swear because this show, even though it's got toys, it is not for children. If you didn't get the hint of that when you saw the intro that played. I know people want to think that this is for kids. It is definitely not. All these toys I buy are intended for old, mature, nerd dorks like me. So, what do we got here? Let me flip over here for a second. All right, this is from the awesome. I always want to give this company props whenever I order from them. Vince Diaz over at Papo Loco. Really cool little place. You know, they online. See if you can see that. There we go. Good old Papo Loco. I've talked about them on the show before. And I always, whenever you get a chance, whether you're buying toys, whether you're buying records, music, anything really, support small companies like this, because Vince is just a guy that's got a really great little business. He's a collector too, I believe. And, you know, he'll reach out to you directly to talk to you, make sure you like your stuff. Great company, popoloco.com. And, yeah, let's see if I can show that on there. There you go. popoloco.com. So, I order from him whenever I can. He's got very reasonable prices. You know, because I know a lot of people say, well, the only problem with ordering from the small companies or the small retailers is that it costs more. Well, you know, you can't just give all your money to freaking Wal-Mart and Amazon all the time. And sometimes you can't help it. But in this case, Vince and Papo Loco hooked me up with a figure that I really, really wanted. And I've not seen this figure anywhere out there. And it is from one of my all-time favorite movies, and not one of Megan's all-time favorite movies. And we are going to go round and round about that forever and ever. But it is Bodhi Rook from Rogue One. This is awesome. I know that people like Meg said that, oh, I just didn't care about those characters. And it's so funny because I couldn't feel more opposite than that. I adored the characters from Rogue One. I thought they were great characters, and Bodhi was awesome. And it was really heartbreaking because I got attached to them pretty quickly. And, you know, not to spoil anything, but things don't end so well in Rogue One for pretty much all the characters, unless you're Darth Vader. So anyway, I was really excited to get this figure. I think he looks sharp. I've not seen this figure available anywhere else other than Papo Loco. I don't know if Vince still has them in stock, but if you're into collecting Rogue One toys, I highly suggest you stop by there and you check it out. So, all right. Megan says lame. You know, fucking seriously. I'm sorry they don't make any Tom Selleck action figures for you, Meg. They did, however, I do want to make, speaking of Meg and action figures, we've talked about it on the show before, but one thing that Megan and I share in common when it comes to toys is that we both grew up loving Star Trek figures. I was already, I think, in my late teens by the time the Next Generation figures started coming out. Megan was younger than that, but we both grew up loving the Next Gen figures that came out from Playmates, and I have a ton of them. Luke, my stepfather, he has almost all of them. He has a ridiculous amount of next-gen figures. And Megan and her brother have a bunch of those figures from their childhood, too. And they just recently announced that they're going to start making those Trek figures again, like new ones. They're not just repros. They're actually going to be updated versions of those next-gen figures. So I'm actually really excited about that. I have a feeling I'll be buying some of them. Of course, Megan may end up buying some of those too. I know she's not going to be able to resist it. They announced that they're coming out with Wrath of Khan figures, they're coming out with next-gen figures, and they're coming out with Star Trek Discovery figures. Discovery's obviously new, but it's going to be done in the style of those 1990s Playmates figures. So I'm really looking forward to that, and when I start getting those, I'm sure I'll drag Megan on and she could be in a Toyetic episode with me. It's long overdue. We need to talk about Trek toys like in depth. It's long overdue. Carrie, hey Carrie, what's going on, dude? Carrie Gordon says, we love Rogue One as well. None of my co-hosts do. They're wrong. You're fucking right, they're wrong. Seriously, man. See, this is why, yeah, we need to do more collabs here and stuff, because I have a feeling that me and you and Kim are out on an island sometimes with some of our tastes and choices, not only in music, but obviously in toys and sci-fi stuff too. So, you know, everybody else is out there bashing it. We need to stick up for it. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is awesome. Now, this has been out for several weeks, but I know people have seen this on shelves. I have not seen this on shelves. Very excited. This is one of the Target exclusive G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Island figures. It is barbecue. Gotta love barbecue. You know, pork chop sandwiches. You're gonna get, some of you are gonna get that gag. But yeah, man, I want to talk about this here because I brought it up in the past again, because like I said, I try not to be negative, but I had complained in the past about being very upset with the G.I. Joe Classified line because they were making these figures just way too difficult to acquire. They would come out online, these exclusive ones like the Cobra Island ones, they'd sell out. You wouldn't even get a chance. They'd say, okay, they're going to go live at 12 noon for sale, and you'd log on at 12 noon and it'd be like, sorry, it's sold out. How the hell does that happen? Well, you know, unfortunately, there's unscrupulous people that have bots and stuff that buy them up and then they turn around and sell them online for 3 times the price. That does happen. But to Target and Hasbro's credit, they have really endeavored to try to combat against that. Combat, no pun intended. And they made almost all of the classified exclusive figures much more attainable. And I've got just about all of them now. I think I was able to, like, certain ones like Baroness and the Cobra Trooper and Beachhead and guys like this, they were really hard to get, and they came through, and I was able to get all of them in a later restock reorder. So that is awesome. That I know that made all sorts of people really mad because they're like, I bought 3 of those and I thought they were going to be worth, like, you know, hundreds of dollars, and now the value's decreased. Well, too fucking bad, because that's not what these things are supposed to be all about. At least I don't think they are. If you want to collect for monetary gain, that is your choice, man. Like, by all means, do whatever you want. But don't get mad when a company says, hey, we've had so many requests for these toys, and, you know, they want to make money, of course. The Hasbro does and everything. Why should they not make more of these things? Just because a bunch of people that were lucky enough or had bots or whatever were able to get their hands on stuff and are selling it, you know, on eBay for $100 when at retail it was $20 or $29 or something like that. I don't know. I think they should just keep making it. I'd be happy. I don't care about the monetary value of my toys, whether they're vintage or new. I buy things purely because I like the toy. And I know some people sit there and they really love to bash people that keep their toys in packages. I keep most of my toys in packages. And people are like, oh, that's lame. You should open your packages. You should open your toys, all this stuff. Well, I have a myriad of reasons why I don't normally do that. And most of the time it's because of storage and space. There's a lot of toys I would love to open up and display, but someday maybe I'll have more space to do that sort of thing. Right now, I do not. So I keep most of them in the package. But the other thing is I love the packaging. Like, even when I was a kid, man, like, I was excited about the packaging. I loved the artwork. I loved the design. So, you know, that's the main reason I keep them in the packaging, because I love the packaging. I get bummed when I buy a nice-looking toy that comes in shitty packaging, like the early Mego stuff that came out back in 2019. Yeah. Mego's still kind of fixing their issues when it comes to packaging and stuff. And actually, it's a perfect segue because I have this package here from TOYSHNIP. Yeah, TOYSHNIP.com. Another cool little indie toy seller company. And I was able to get my hands on some toys that I was having a hard time finding elsewhere. And they had a sale going, so I got these cheap. And I actually just got these. These were toys I told myself I was buying myself for my birthday. My birthday just passed a few days ago. So, speaking of Mego, you know, I talked at great length about the Mego toys when they first started coming out again back in 2019. That was some of the first Toyetic episodes I did, was talking about Mego toys. And a lot of people had complaints about them. They weren't happy with the sculpts. They weren't happy with the packaging. I enjoyed most of the sculpts. The packaging, I kind of agreed, but that wasn't really Mego's fault. That had to do with the retailer deal they made with Target and stuff. That the style guide they were forced to use, that was just really weird. But man, let me tell you, a few years later, Mego has come a long way with their toys. Not only the packaging, but the design of the figure and the sculpting. And especially when it comes to the monsters, I am loving these monsters. Look at this. Look at this kick-ass... Here, sorry, got more glare. Look at this kick-ass Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde figure. Look at that. I love the packaging. This looks like it should have been hanging on a shelf at Kresge or Kmart or Ben Franklin 5 and Dime back in like 1978. That is just so cool to me. I love it. Absolutely love it. And this is from Mego. This is the new Mego stuff, for those that don't know. Mego, when it comes to these classic monsters, they are just knocking it out of the park. I absolutely adore these figures. So, very happy about that. Thank you, TOYSHNIP. And I got one more thing, and this is not Mego, but it's in the same vein. This is from Super 7. I really dig Super 7. Really cool West Coast company that have been doing all their reaction figures. I'm sure many of you have seen these. Even if you're not a toy collector, you've probably seen these out places and stuff, because they've been licensed. They're like Funko, man. They are licensing everything, and they even make action figures for like Iron Maiden and Slayer and Motorhead and Misfits and all that stuff. And those are all cool, but I really love, again, the classic Universal monsters, the Hammer horror and stuff. Look at this. Look at that Jagoff right there. Good old Max Schreck. Nosferatu. That is awesome. I mean, you know, the figure's cool. You know, the figure's got that kitschy 1979 kind of look to it. It's just a real simple 5 points of articulation, you know, real basic kind of figure, but it's very retro. But I mean, look at that package art. That is killer. And I'm a big fan of Nosferatu, you know, of the original movie, and even the stuff they did later, like Shadow of the Vampire. That was another great one. So awesome. All right. I got a few more here. I'll try to get through this faster because I just keep yapping my gums, you know. I know. I don't know when to shut the hell up. I don't even know. I have no idea what this is. Oh, this is from Big Bad Toy Store. Another cool, smaller, independent online retailer. I buy stuff from Big Bad Toy Store whenever I get the opportunity because their prices are good. They have really good customer service, and they actually, with a few exceptions, there are a couple things I had to wait a long time for, but they're usually pretty good about shipping stuff like in a timely manner, you know. Oh man, this is a fun one because that's the other thing. Big Bad Toy Store will do a thing where if you order a bunch of toys and they're all coming out at different time periods and stuff, you can do a thing where they'll just gradually gather it all up, and once they have all the items, then they send you out all of it at once. So some of this stuff, I mean, there's things that I ordered. This was like stuff that I ordered over a period of months, and then they just waited till everything was in stock, and then they sent it all at once. And that ends up being cheaper for me because then I don't have to keep paying for all these individual shipping. You know, if I buy 5 things and I have to pay $6 or $7 or whatever every time to ship these, that shit adds up. So I'm like, nope, just hold on to all of it, put it in one box, send it to me. So this is a big old grab bag of stuff. And all right, make sure we're in focus here. First up, not a super exciting figure, but one that I hadn't gotten in the store, so I wanted to pick it up because they actually had him on sale. So I got Han Solo from Return of the Jedi in his Endor camouflage gear. So if you want to see that again, I'm sure most of you that are into this stuff, you've already seen this figure. He's been out for months now and everything, but I just never got around to picking him up. And then once they had him on sale, I said, all right, now I'm getting him. Moving right along. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever shown any of these on the show before. So getting back again to Super 7 and their reaction figures. Check this out. This is small 3 3/4 inch Masters of the Universe action figures. Now, as most people remember, if you remember the He-Man figures and stuff from the 80s, they were bigger, they were more bulkier. These are done more in the style of, like, you know, how Star Wars figures were back in the late 70s. You know, they never made Masters of the Universe figures like this. So I just think it's kind of cool. And again, look at that artwork. That artwork is amazing. And there's more. I got Beast Man there, and then I got good old She-Ra. She-Ra is awesome. She-Ra is cool. I'm glad that She-Ra kind of gets more of her, like, just due, because I feel like back in the day, for a long time, she was just sort of written off, you know, unfairly. But now, man, I see a lot of She-Ra love, and She-Ra was great, man. She-Ra fighting Hordak and stuff. That was just as good, or maybe even better in some ways, than He-Man. But, you know, I'm sure I'm going to piss off some nerdy fanboys with that. And then last but not least, one of my favorite characters, good old Faker. It's like if you combine, you know, if He-Man screwed, you know, a Smurf, you get Faker. He's blue. He's bad. He's blue. You don't know what the hell to do. Faker. But yeah, so, and then here, let me show you the back card art. Again, you know, as with all the reaction stuff from Super 7, very throwback, very, very 70s, especially early 80s in this regard, that, you know, has that kind of feel to it. Love it. Absolutely love it. But again, yes, Ed Repka art on those Super 7 figures. Man, it's so good. It's so damn good. I agree, Carrie. Yeah, that's... I just love the Super 7 stuff. Sometimes it's a little pricey for what it is. It is. We've talked about that over in the Cracktastic Plastic group with my boys Jason and all them guys. Yeah, if you end up watching any of this, hi guys, check out Cracktastic Plastic. Awesome bunch of people. Awesome show. They talk about toys, and Jason Z's got his stuff he's been doing. I'm going to be I'll be pumping all that stuff soon. I definitely want to represent for some of you guys. But last but not least, let me keep moving here because I know this is going real long. God, how long has this been already? I can't even imagine. It's probably like an hour already or something. No, 40 minutes. Okay. Well, I'm wrapping this up shortly. Anyway, last but not least, I have, going back to Mego. Oh, man. Finally getting to see this in person. I know this has shown up on some shelves, but once again, just in the Chicagoland area, I've not seen this figure. And this is just one of my all-time favorite monster characters. We've talked about this character plenty on Geeking Poetic in the past. It is the Mummy. You gotta love the Mummy. And this is classic Mummy. Look at that. Sorry. Again, I keep glaring at you. Get it right, Larry. So yeah. It's another Mego. Look at that card art. Look at that. I don't know. I've seen some people criticize these, and there's still a lot of, curmudgeon, overgrown men or overgrown babies that are supposed to be men that are crying about, I don't like this about it and that about it. Come on, man. Look how cool this is. You tell me you wouldn't have been happy with this when you were like 8 years old, because I would have been. And even at 49, I'm very happy with it. I think Mego are doing great stuff. I hope they keep it up. I can't wait whenever it comes. Mego did a short-lived, unfortunately, run of limited edition figures that they did in conjunction with Topps, and the whole thing was a little bit of a fiasco. But supposedly the figures are supposed to still be coming to those of us that ordered them, and man, there's some really cool, like, short-run next-gen Star Trek figures that I ordered, and some classic monsters that are supposed to be coming. And when those come, I'm definitely going to be showing those off, because if they turn out as anywhere near as good as the prototypes that I saw, those are going to be some really, really awesome figures, man. All right, we're getting down to the last few here. Oh, where's this from? This is another Hasbro Pulse. Oh, Willie says they should make a mummy with a cloth bandaged head. They're supposed to be coming out with a bunch of different... That's the other thing that I think is really cool, is they're not just doing one kind of version of the character. Like, they've recently come out with... I mean, of course, they did the classic, 1931 Frankenstein. They did a couple of those. But then they've also done, like, Son of Frankenstein. They've done a bunch of the other versions, and now they're doing like Hammer horror stuff too, so they're starting to do like Hammer versions of Dracula and Frankenstein and Mummy and these different creatures. So we are going to get a lot more variation with these characters as they keep going. So that is not going to be the last version of the Mummy. I know they're coming out with the or if it hasn't out already, they're coming out with the Mummy, the one, the classic one with like the fez hat on and stuff. I think that's the Karloff one, right? Forgive me, I'm sure all the monster people are like, Larry, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. It's because my attention is divided here. What I got here, I'm opening it up. Oh no, not supposed to break seals on things. I don't care. I want to see it. This was what I thought I was opening earlier. This is a special Star Wars Rebel Fleet Trooper 4-pack. This is the kind of thing that we dreamed about when we were kids, man. First of all, they never made the Rebel Fleet Trooper, which used to really piss off all of us kids. I think I can vouch for most of us that grew up with it, is that we were really bummed that we had all these stormtroopers and we had Death Squad commanders and we had every kind of trooper, but we didn't have Rebel ones. I think, we didn't start getting those later until we had like Rebel Hoth Trooper and the Rebel Commando for Return of the Jedi, but we didn't get the guys from the Tantive 4 from the first Star Wars movie. And they didn't finally start making those until the 90s with the dreaded Power of the Force line. And then they started doing it for these vintage collection figures in the 2000s. But they still never did any kind of like multi-pack thing like this. Oh, this is really neat the way they did this too. So it opens up, and then they've got sort of like this grid looking thing that keeps the figures in place. And yeah, I'm opening it up. So for all the people that are like, open your toys. Well, that's what I'm doing. What do they got in here? Oh man, all sorts of little pieces. That's what I worry about. Little pistol. Just don't want to lose these things. Nice. Nice, very nice. Oh man, he's even got a little chin strap that goes under his chin there. Yeah, this is great. Here you go. So, again, let me make sure you could see this dude, you know, and he comes with this, he's got a gun, he's got some other little pieces that go in here with him. And basically there's 4 different ones that are all slightly different from one another, but they all come together here in this 4-pack. Again, this isn't something that I believe you'll be able to order or buy like on Wal-Mart shelves. This is like an exclusive thing that you get from HasbroPulse.com. I'm not going to take them all out because we don't have time for that. I will look at them more later, but you get the idea. But yeah, they're doing these multi-packs now with these. I know they've got other troops and stuff. I think they did some sort of Stormtrooper 4-pack like this, or Clone Trooper 1 or something like that. But yeah, this is great for anybody that likes to open their figures and wants to set up displays. Plus, I just recently, for Christmas, I got the Tantive 4 playset. So if and when I ever have the space to set up that Tantive 4 playset, then I can bust these guys out and really trick it out the way it should be. All right. Moving along here. Oh, I'm going to save one thing. I've got one real cool thing. I know what it is that I'm saving for last. I'm really interested. It's a little different than all the other stuff that I ordered. It's a toy thing, but you'll see. It's pretty neat. My Chicago peeps will be interested in seeing what it is once I open it. So what do we got here? This is finally from a different place. This is from Entertainment Earth. As you can see, I've got the catalog there. Thank you for the catalog. I'll be looking at that later. And what do I have? Oh, wow, yeah. I ordered this a while ago. Jeez. Okay, it's another box within a box. It's like Megan at Christmas, right? Just opening box upon box upon box. Megan's brother constantly pulls that on her. He does the whole thing where she has to open like 20 boxes to get to one little bitty thing, and she just loves it. She doesn't love it. If she's still watching, I'm sure she will let you know. Okay, so this, you remember at the start of this broadcast when I was talking about having issues with the way things are packaged and stuff, and that it's not UPS or FedEx's problem. It's the fault of the manufacturer and all this and the distributor. So I have here a box full of Star Wars action figures, Star Wars Vintage Collection action figures assortment, 8 pieces. Okay, so this is like a whole set. Now this comes directly from Hasbro. This is a Hasbro sealed box. Okay, so this isn't Entertainment Earth's fault either, because this was never open. But I open it up, and meanwhile, what's the first thing I see? I see a package that's all jacked up. Now, Hasbro, why are you doing that? Why are you sending these out? That is not only not fair to the customer, it's not fair to the retailer, because I could conceivably go to Entertainment Earth and say, hey, I didn't pay for this to be jacked up like this. I want a refund or an exchange. And the one who's going to have to eat it is Entertainment Earth. And that's not fair to them because they didn't do it. Luckily for me, the one figure that I don't mind being jacked up in here is Lando, because I actually already have this figure. I got impatient and I saw him on the shelves before I got this, and I said, I'm going to buy him. And he was on sale. So I have one in better shape than that, and maybe I'll just open this one up. But it's just the point, man. Like, why, Hasbro, why are you sending out busted up toys? There's another Lando. Some of these figures are going to my buddy. Part of the reason I bought this set is because my good buddy Eric Kiki. Eric, I don't know if you're going to watch this. You're probably not watching it right now. Oh, Meg, you say you have a plan for your brother. Okay, I can't wait to see that. My buddy Eric Kiki. Some of you may know him. I know some of you out there are friends with Eric. He's a guitar player. He plays with another doom metal band called Avernus. He's a great guy. A while back, he sent me kind of like a surprise care package where he sent me the Boba Fett Slave One ship. I talked about it on a past episode of the show. I mean, it was a hell of a gift. I'm still indebted to him for it. And I told him that, I'm going to send you a care package back. So I purposely bought this box when I had an opportunity to get, and I got a real good deal on it. And it should have doubles of just about everybody in here. And I'm sending a set to Eric Kiki. And I've been waiting. Yeah, look at that, man. IG-11. For those that remember the first season of Mandalorian. And IG-11 was awesome. Once a very feared, deadly bounty hunter that was then reprogrammed and given a better purpose by Quill. And look at that figure. That's a great figure. So there should be another one in here of him. Yes, there is. So one for me, one for Eric. There's the other Lando. Oh, awesome. Tebow, one of the, not Tim Tebow, not that fucking guy, but Tebow the Ewok. So one of the stripey Ewok guys from Return of the Jedi. Oh, here's another Lando. Oh, that works out. Okay. And last one, and the Emperor. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a really nice Emperor figure. So yeah, I'm going to be sending, here's another Emperor. I'm skipping some of the ones in here. So anyway, so that's pretty cool. I'm excited to see those. And like I said, Eric, if you happen to watch this at some point, I'm going to send some of these figures your way because, you deserve them, buddy, because you hooked me up. And I'm not just sending you these figures. I've got some other stuff planned as well that I've been accumulating. And I know it's long overdue to send you this stuff, but it's because I'm only just now getting around to opening it. And that's why you ain't got it. All right, this is the last one to open here. This actually, here's a little change of pace. So this comes from, again, from those of you that are from the Chicago area or familiar with it. I'm sure a bunch of you in the chat will know this comes from the Alley. You remember the Alley up on, on Clark and Belmont? The good old Alley, man. How many hours and hours and hours have been spent by me and my friends at the Alley over the years. Now it's not in that location anymore, but the Alley was a really cool place that sold like kind of stuff, alternative culture stuff. They sold band t-shirts and leather jackets and awesome boots, so if you were a rocker, metal person, goth, punk, all that kind of stuff, the Alley was the place that you would likely have shopped at. And now they do a lot of stuff online. And I got tipped off to this by the good folks over at Ray Castile's group with Raymond's Basement of Horror. If you haven't seen Raymond's Basement of Horror, his channel on YouTube, Ray Castile, highly recommended. If you're into monster stuff, if you're into collecting, if you're just into Halloween stuff even, he has amazing Halloween stuff. He'll do a whole hour-and-a-half video just talking about like blow mold Halloween decorations, like old stuff from the 60s and 70s and 80s up to now. Excellent stuff. Ray's a great guy, as well as a really cool, talented musician. And, Ray's been involved with the Mego community for years. So I got tipped off about this. This was just too cool to pass up. I just couldn't pass this up. Wow. Oh, wow, yeah. So first of all, I got an Alley t-shirt here. That's pretty cool. I just had to get one because it's been a while. since I had an Alley t-shirt. But they came out with, years back, they came out with these goofy Dracula dolls. I say goofy, but I think they're great. But they came out with these Dracula dolls back in the day. And they were gone for a long time. You couldn't get these. And they were going for a lot of money in the aftermarket. And then I guess the Alley had like a warehouse find where they found a bunch of them, like that had been like unsold, old store stock kind of thing. Some of them were in mint condition, and but a lot of them were, they'd been damaged. The boxes and stuff aren't perfect and everything, so that's what they call B stock. And some of these might have been returns, or they were just things that got damaged from being stored for years and years and years. So they were having a crazy deal on these B stock ones, man. I mean, being honest with you, this thing was only like $30, if that. I may not have even been that much, but it was somewhere right around $25, $30. I had to have this because, and again, I don't care that the box is damaged. Yeah, I can see the box is like dinged up here. It doesn't matter to me because the toy itself is just cool as hell. Look at this. Look at that. Dracbat. That is awesome. And people, might remember that, you could find this kind of novelty stuff at places like the Alley and, Ragstock and all those places up on the north side of Chicago. Look at this awesome doll. This is great. Dracbat Count Dracula doll. Now, like I said, the packaging is, the cellophane's a little ripped. He's got this ding down at the bottom. I don't care. This isn't the kind of thing that I bought. I don't buy toys for investments. Really, I don't. If toys accumulate in value, and I try to keep them in as good a shape as I can because I want them in good shape. If they accumulate in value, that's great. That's a bonus, cherry on top. If they don't, as long as I like the toy and it's, which in this case I very much do, I don't give a damn. Oh, excuse me. I'm burping it up. I don't give a damn if it's, in absolutely perfect shape or not. The figure itself, the doll, is in excellent shape. He's beautiful. There ain't nothing wrong with the doll. The back, the package is a little beat up. But I mean, look at it. It looks kind of they've got the bars, so it's made to look like a coffin. That's just so classic. I just love this. That's why I knew what was in this box. I wanted to save this for last because I think, a bunch of new stuff and then a more vintagey type toy. This is great. I don't know if they're still available on, the Alley, exactly. Cracktastic Plastic. Hey guys, I was just hyping you guys up. Yeah, it is. Alley is a great store. Look for this online. I mean, I literally just ordered this not that long ago. I don't know how many they've got in stock. If you're interested in this or anybody that's interested in this, they had these in stock, especially if you don't care about the condition and you don't mind a package being a little dinged up and stuff, especially if you're going to take them out and display them. They have these, again, for under $30. That's... Anybody that knows anything about these, that's a freaking steal. That's why I could not pass it up. I said that's just way, way too good of a deal to pass up. Real quick before I go, something it's not really an unboxing because even though they're in a box, these are some toys that I got recently for birthday and whatnot and things I just came across. I just wanted to show them off real quick because I think that they're really, really cool. Really cool toys. Getting back to the reaction, the Super 7 toys. Thanks to the guys. By the way, I want to... All you guys in Cracktastic Plastic, thanks for this one because I really needed more reasons to spend money. Recently, in the last few weeks, the guys in the Cracktastic Plastic group have been talking about and showing off the new Super 7 reaction G.I. Joe 3 3/4 inch figures. When they first announced those, I got really excited about it. But then when I thought about it and I said, oh man, I'm already collecting the G.I. Joe Retros and I'm collecting the G.I. Joe Classifieds. Do I need these Super 7 figures? I probably shouldn't do that. And I was going to try to stave it off. And then I saw all the guys in Cracktastic Plastic going, oh man, these figures are fucking great. And I went, oh, okay, I got to get these figures. And then they ended up becoming available at Jess's store and all this stuff. So, yeah, these were available at Books A Million. So I gave in and I said, yeah, I want these. So I've started getting the new G.I. Joe Super 7 figures. They're just so goddamn cool. Look at that. And I love the fact that they're more, they're kind of geared after the old 80s cartoons as opposed to the comic books and the, so they set themselves apart from the Hasbro G.I. Joes. They are definitely their own thing, even though the card art is aping the vintage G.I. Joe cards in a way, which I have no problem with because the G.I. Joe cards from the 80s are easily top 5 favorite toy packaging of all time. I love it. I love that design. So I got Destro here. And I love that they started. That's another thing that lured me in is they came out with G.I. Joe Infantry Trooper. He doesn't have a code name. He's just a Joe. Like he's just one of the many Joes because it's not just a bunch of guys with specialties. I love that they did that, and you saw them in the cartoon. They do the whole thing with the file card on back like they used to do back in the 80s and the 90s and stuff. I love that. Plus, I think it's great that they also did this. There's different versions of the Infantry Trooper where there is a Caucasian one, there is a Latino one, there is a African American one. They've got all Asian. They've got all different kinds of people, and I think that's great. And it was one of the great things about G.I. Joe to begin with was that G.I. Joe was one of those lines where right off the bat, you had all different kinds of people represented in G.I. Joe, and nobody was lesser than anybody else. I mean, and they had females. G.I. Joe had some of the best female characters that were kick-ass and didn't need to be rescued by some guy. They could handle their own. G.I. Joe, people complain that G.I. Joe is so woke nowadays. Oh, G.I. Joe's too woke. Well, you know what? G.I. Joe's always been woke. If you didn't realize that, you just didn't pay close enough attention to G.I. Joe. So I got those figures. Those are great. And then as a result, then I had to order this. This was a Target exclusive, I believe. One of the greatest issues of G.I. Joe ever was G.I. Joe number 21. It's a groundbreaking issue that dealt with Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. And what was so cool about that issue, this is the cover art from that, was that there was no dialogue. The entire issue had no dialogue because people that know, if you know, Snake Eyes doesn't speak. Unlike the damn movie that came out, Snake Eyes doesn't speak, okay? And that comic book was so interesting. It told such a great narrative story without any narration, verbal, words in there. And they did a figure based on that specifically. That was a no-brainer. I had to have this. So, yeah, I think you can find this on Target.com if you're interested. Moving right along, here's another example of, I ordered this. This is a Wal-Mart exclusive. I was pretty excited to get this. And, of course, the package came dinged up. But I'm not too bothered about it, because, like I said, I'm not selling this or anything like that. But it still just kind of bums me out that it's got those big crease in it because I plan on keeping this one in the package. It is the Mandalorian and Grogu from Christ, or what is that? I think Maldo Christ, whatever. So when they landed on that ice planet and there was those really creepy ice spider bug things. So yeah, this is like a deluxe figure that comes with the spiders. It comes with Grogu, comes with Mando. That's just too cool. I fucking hate spiders, but that's way too cool to pass up. So I had to have it. Yay, it's working. Yeah, it is working. Yep, you're influencing people, man. All right, moving along. Here's another one that I have not shown any of before on this show, I don't think. And This is a line that I've been slow to pick up on. I don't know why, because these are just like right up my alley, but I think I just have too much stuff that I collect. But I finally got some of these for myself for my birthday and everything, because they had a sale and I just couldn't pass it up. So I had to get these. Thank you to Megan for tipping me off on these, that these were available and on sale. Look at that. This awesome Marvel Legends Hulk. I mean, anybody that knows me, you know, family, old friends and stuff, knows that I was way into the Hulk. Yeah, we all know my old Halloween costume story. We're not going to retell that again. But I was way into the Hulk. I loved Hulk toys and stuff. I tried to have every Hulk toy I could when I was a kid, and there wasn't like a ton of them. There was a few, but I would have been all about this. Look at this. This looks like, again, it looks like it belongs on the shelves at the Five and Dime store back in '79. This is incredible. Love it. Another one, they never had a figure of this when I was a kid, and I would have been really excited. Carol Danvers, Miss Marvel. Ms. Marvel is awesome, and I love this iteration of Ms. Marvel because, as you know, she's had a lot of different looks, and there have been different Marvels too. We're going to get more in the MCU soon. We're going to have even more versions of the Marvel females. But that's a great figure. Again, it's got classic comic book look. I mean, this looks perfect sitting next to your comic books. I mean, it just blends right in. Last but not least, from those, good old Cap. I know Cap's gotten some hate from y'all lately. People seem to not like Cap. I still love Captain America. And he's still possibly my favorite character from the MCU. He's not my favorite comic book character. I'm not going to get into that now because saving that for another show. And then two more things and I'm out. But I said I was going to talk about some Mattel. And I got me some Mattel, and I'm really excited about these figures. These are great figures. One of my favorite characters, Stratos. Look at Stratos. He's looking a little naked there. It's interesting that they decided to make Stratos so naked. I guess that's more like cartoon accurate, you know. People might remember that the Stratos figure that came out back in 82, 83 had the gray and blue and red motif. This one just stuck with mostly the red and the blue on his little Speedo there and his mask and all that. But yeah, but still, this is great. I love this. I'm all in with these damn retro play Masters of the Universe Origins figures. I'm starting to fall behind on them now because they've been coming out with so many of them, and some of them are just like variations on characters that I already have one or two variations of. I can't be a completist. There's just no way. But I want to get the characters that I really like, so I had to get Stratos. And here's another really cool one, and it's Jitsu. This guy will kick your ass with that. He'll lay the smack down with that big old gold hand. He will just chop you right on the shoulder, and you're going to feel it. And you're going to be hurting. But yeah, Jitsu. Yeah, because, you know, they had Fisto and Jitsu. I think I showed Fisto on Toyetic unboxing I did like a year ago. So I got old Fisto. That sounds very dirty. I know. I apologize. And then we got Jitsu. So I had to get him. So, man, as you could see, I have an absolute proverbial shitload of toys that I have no room for. I have no room for this stuff. Oh, I should have shown some of my Funkos that I got. Oh, I forgot. Oh, well, it's too late now. I can't go all the way over there. I got some new Funkos lately, too. I got Ken and Jun from, otherwise known as Mark and Princess from Battle of the Planets. Or Gatchaman in Japan. I got the Battle of the Planets Funko Pops. If it's Battle of the Planets, I'm buying it. I don't care what it is. It could be a damn Chewy dog toy or something like that. If it's a Battle of the Planets thing, I am buying it because goddamn, I loved Battle of the Planets. I'm always harping on about Battle of the Planets. So I got those, and I also got the exclusive psychedelic looking John Lennon from the Beatles figure. So I got that one. I think those are the only Funkos I've gotten lately. I think, yeah, as far as I remember, I know for Christmas I got a bunch of the Joes. I finally got caught up on a bunch of the Joe Funko Pops and stuff, because I know some of y'all love them Funko Pops. If you want to see, I was thinking about doing, because I know some of you in the Geeking Squad group have talked about Funko. I know some of you are really big Funko collectors and fans, and I've talked about them. I haven't really featured them too heavily. I'm not like a hardcore Funko guy. I collect the characters that I like, and that's it. I don't go crazy trying to be completist in any way, shape, or form. You'd have to be rich to be a completist with Funko. But I know some of you guys in the group, I know some of you have like hundreds and hundreds of them, and man, more power to you. I don't have anywhere near that much. I might have 100 of them or something, maybe. I'm not sure. I've lost count. I'm going to go look and be like, oh shit, I've got way more of these than I thought I did. But yeah, maybe I'll do a Funko specific episode where I just show off all my Funkos, or I pick my top 5. That's what we always do around here, is top 5. So maybe I'll pick my top 5 favorite Funkos and I'll show them off or something like that. With that, man, I think that's it. I really appreciate you guys sticking in with me. I know this has been over. Yeah, Carrie, I have way too many. Exactly. I have a feeling it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be funny. I'm talking all this shit. I don't have that much Funko stuff. And then you're going to see the video of me like just surrounded by a wall of Funko figures. Yeah, I know. That's my problem, is I'm always like, I need more. And then I get more and I'm like, holy shit, what am I going to do with all this? It's a hobby. What can I say? But anyway, yeah, with that, I think it is probably time for me to get out of here. You guys have been the ones that at least logged in here at the start of the show. It's been over an hour. Longest Toyetic I've ever done, obviously, because it's a live stream. I promise Toyetics will not be this long in the future. Most of you, if you've watched my old Toyetics, I usually keep them to under a half an hour. I try to keep it a little bit more concise, but I just had so much to catch up on with opening all these damn boxes. I actually even still have a few more boxes, older ones, and I'm just like, no, maybe I'll do them another time, or I'm just going to open them once I go off air and be done with it, because I got to figure out where I'm going to put all this stuff. They're just going into bins and stuff right now, because I have to still finish redoing my whole collection room and everything. So Megan, once the weather gets nice, I need you to get over here and help me with this collection room, because we got started on it and we never finished it. And it's a problem. So anyway, everybody, thank you so much, man. I'm so glad that y'all have joined me in this. It seems like it's gone okay. And yeah, let me know. I would love to know if you would like to see me show or talk about or address any kind of thing in the future. In the past, I've done Toyetic Q&A, where people have come to me with all kinds of questions about any kind of toy collectible thing. People were asking me about old toys, new toys, display options, storage and package options, all these different things. I would love to get more questions from you guys about that kind of stuff, so that I can start doing more, especially with these live streams. The Q&A thing would be perfect. So I would love to do more of that kind of stuff. Hit me up with those. You can post them in the Geeking Squad group on Facebook. I'm sure most of you guys that are watching right now, that are in the group with me, or in the chat with me rather, already are in the group. But for those that might come across this later on the rebroadcast on YouTube, if you're not already in the group, go to facebook.com. Go look for the Geeking Squad group, okay? You'll see me on there. You'll see Megan. You'll see our other buddy Vito on there. We're going to have our other buddy Matt Valukas showing up more with stuff coming up here. We're going to probably have some other guests along the way. We've been talking to people about different stuff. And last but not least, I want to bring it up here. I am finally, once and for all, we kind of cracked the ice when we did our live stream last week, when we talked about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well, finally, I am launching Spin to Win. What is Spin to Win? Geeking Poetic Spin to Win. And what is it about? It's about spinning music. It is about records. It's about collecting records. It's about favorite albums, favorite bands, favorite songs, stories. Man, like for my birthday, which was just a couple days ago, I made it. I'm like, that's my birthday present to myself. We actually were going to do the spin to win the first one. That was what was going to happen now instead of this Toyetic. But Mother Nature had other ideas. Everybody is snowed in. I mean, it is a literal like blizzard, snowpocalypse 2022 out there. So that's why I'm on my own. But yeah, so I'm finally going to be doing Spin to Win, which is what we're calling, just like I call this Geeking Toyetic when it's all the toy stuff. Spin to Win is going to be the music stuff. And the first episode is going to be in honor of my turning 49. I was born in 1973, so I'm going to talk about my top 5 favorite albums of 1973. And let me tell you, folks, that's one of the hardest top 5s I've ever had to narrow down, because there is a shitload of amazing music that came out in 1973. Some of my all-time favorites, and definitely more than 5 of them. So I know some of you that are in the chat right now, I know some of you are way into the music stuff, just like me. So please, please, please keep your eyes and ears open for when I start doing the Spin to Win stuff, because I really, really want you guys in the chat giving me your feedback and bringing up things that I'm probably forgetting to even bring up, because again, there's so much to cover. But I'm going to have more Geeking Toyetic stuff. I'm going to have more music Spin to Win stuff. And then we're going to have more of the general Geeking Poetic podcast stuff. Myself and Megan Guess and special guest Matt Valukas is going to be back. And we've got a top 5 that we're doing. It was Matt's suggestion. I'm not going to give it away just yet, but it's a really cool, interesting topic, and it's going to give us an opportunity. We've been trying to branch out a little bit lately and talk about other kinds of movies than just, you know, Star Wars and Star Trek and Terminator and stuff, you know, which we love all that, but we get stuck in a little bit of a rut there. So this topic that we're going to be talking about probably next week, hopefully next Thursday, the 10th, that's what we're, knock on wood, that's what we're tentatively looking to do. We're going to do a live stream top 5 about that, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun and very debatable. You'll see when we announce what the topic is. Anyway, with that, thank you so much, everybody, and I'll be back soon. Bye-bye.